Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Humanity Unplugged podcast. I'm your host, Jermaine, and we made it to another year. I'm going to say that often because a lot of people didn't make it, and we're here. So we might as well talk about what's going on in our world today. And I took some time to do some research. First, let me give a shout out to everyone that has subscribed LinkedIn with us on all social media platforms. If you can't find us, we're there. Put the underscore after you put unplugged. You put UNPLU, then underscore GGED. And then you put the 101, and it should come up on some platforms. We had to use that, but regularly spelled out Humanity Unplugged, we should be there. Again, please not only subscribe, like, and share. We need your support to keep bringing you content. Our voice need to be heard in our communities and help bring some better understanding to what's going on. My personal opinion about this past Monday, a lot of us, uh, we know it was Martin Luther King Day. This man has impacted our world and our people, all people, in its entirety for many years. People are talking about this all over because this was something that only happened back in 1997 when President Clinton was sworn in on his inauguration, where we had Trump's inauguration happen on the same day as Martin Luther King's birthday. Ironically, it's only one day, um, and I'm a little annoyed at that for the most part. But there's a bigger picture I want your eyes, the third eye that you have to look at, that you've been bamboozled, you've been hoodwinked, you've been hustled, and you have been distracted on what's really going on. Ironically, we put Trump up there this day, and for the most part, most Americans, if you ask me my opinion on it, this is strictly my opinion. No one paid attention to the inauguration. We busy waiting on the basketball games to come on. There's about 8 games that came on that day, and that's all we wanted to see was basketball. We couldn't wait till that get off because we don't care what he said. But it's some things that happen in this inauguration I'm going to talk about, and also some new orders that were made public to American people that we're going to talk about in this video. So I'm not going to hold us too long. Some things to get over, things to get on here that need to get on here. But I want to pay more videos to show you guys stuff. But in the part 2 to this, I'll bring in some other videos. I just want to also let everyone know, starting on Thursday is Mental Health Day. Every Thursday, we're going to give out a video on mental health. Talk about it, have forums, we'll do a few things, and that's what we're going to start doing as we continue to grow and reach out to our community. I'm going to play this clip, and I want you guys to check it out and see what you like about it, because it's pretty big. It's pretty big. So let's get into it. Look like we might be having some technical difficulties. Okay. Not a bad thing, I don't think, but we'll get into it. Here we go. Give me a second and we'll get it started.
President Trump has ordered all federal DEI employees to be placed on paid leave no later than 5 p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm going to bring in CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes, who's tracking developments. Nancy, this sort of came as a surprise to those employees. I watched your report last night on the evening news. It sort of came out of nowhere, although the president had talked about it, not just on the campaign trail, but even during his inauguration speech. Describe how this is going to impact those employees.
Well, they are in limbo right now, Vlad. They are being placed on administrative leave immediately, as you said, paid leave. And they're being told, hey, we'll let you know about your future when we can, as soon as we can. And what the heads of these agencies are being instructed to do in the meantime is to provide a plan by next Friday at 5 p.m. for how they can pull off a reduction in workforce, essentially layoffs, for the people who work in these offices or to reassign them. So they need to figure out what they're going to be doing with these workers quickly. We don't actually know how many federal workers this applies to, because this has to do with DEI operations, programs, offices throughout the entire federal government. And it's a little bit of an open question. How do you pinpoint, there are lots of employees whose roles involve some aspect of diversity, equity, inclusion, but maybe it's not their primary focus. So where do you draw the line? So there's still a lot of open questions about this, Vlad, including one point that is made in this memo where it claims that employees need to speak up if they know of a DEI office within the federal government that is being disguised using coded language, basically to cover up the fact that there's a program that is focused on diversity, equity, inclusion that perhaps will escape the attention otherwise of the folks at the top.
Yeah, that was that stood out to me as well, Nancy, when I saw the memorandum. Let me ask you about this other bit of news. The administration has ordered a pause on all external health communications, like weekly scientific reports and health advisories. Explain what that is, what's behind the move, and how that could affect the information that people across the government and in the United States receive.
Right. So this was first reported by the Washington Post last night, which said that all of the federal health agencies like the FDA, HHS, the CDC were being told to stop putting out any external communications. So any information that they routinely put out online that they disseminate about, new medications or new health situations, they need to pause for right now. You probably remember back during the COVID era, we'd get those weekly updates from the CDC. How many people have died? How many people are hospitalized? That's the kind of thing that is being paused right now. And the bottom line is nobody really knows exactly why they're being told to pause. Is this just so that the new people who are coming in can kind of get their bearings and figure out what information the federal government disseminates and then decide? Or are there specific pieces of information that the health agencies in this country are putting out that they don't want out there, that they don't want the public to be seeing? That's what we're trying to learn right now.
There you have it, people. I played that video on purpose first before getting into Martin Luther King, what he stands for. Now I'm going to tell you what he represents. And Martin Luther King Jr., his dream was to eradicate from our society what is defined as a triple evil: poverty, racism, and violence. When we look at this and we look back at it, some progress has been made, but we got a long way to go when we actually realize the true dream. And now we look at moving over to what Trump just got elected into. He's our president. We voted for him. We, ye, me, he, them, us, whoever you want to call it. He's there. And two things were mentioned in this video. The first thing that was mentioned was about diversity, inclusion, equality, inclusion. And that simply means that there are programs in the government. These programs divide Americans by race, wasted taxpayer dollars, and result in a shameful discrimination. And that means they keep it fair where you can't have 25 more whites than you have 2 blacks. You can't get Spanish people in there and have 45 Spanish and have 2 whites. So here he's taken out this program to keep it balanced, because in his eyes it's wasting taxpayers' money. Cool. Understandable that he thinks that. Everybody's have an opinion, and that's okay. Everyone has that. Do we agree? Do I agree? Do you agree? We'll see. When you look at the second part of that video, we talk about Trump's order to pause internal federal health communication. In my first video, I talked about the different types of viruses that's hitting America and what the CDC is doing, how it rose to 21 states already. HPMV virus have rose, or HMPV virus has rose. All our viruses are rising because of our weather and things as such. So we need to be more aware of this, and it attacks the respiratory system and things as such. And this is key because this affects communication with other countries, and then CDC communicating with us. He's saying, stop talking to the American people about what's going on. I want to replay that. Oh, and I want to keep replaying that video because that's very important. But I want to repeat this. Stop communicating. Here it is. We have Martin Luther King that want us to be together, united as one. And he's telling American people that we don't need to be united. We need to be divided. And that's why this is like putting hot sauce on ice cream to match these two things together, to put this president on the same day with Martin Luther King, because it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense that we're going to have a person like Martin Luther King Jr. Day along with Trump Day. Okay, it just doesn't make sense. I understand it happened before with Clinton in 1997, because that's the first time I believe it happened, and we were okay with that because Clinton was more even kill. He was for people in general. But now we look at Trump, and Trump has done some things that's questionable. We're going to keep into the video and let you know that. The first one was the diversity. I keep forgetting the word, but it's diversity, equal inclusion, equality, inclusion, and simply meaning to keep things fair. And now the other thing he's done, and I didn't put the video up, but Trump is trying to eradicate citizenship in 21 states. So now he's put out this order that if you're born in a particular state, you do not qualify as a bona fide citizen. That's just retarded. But that's my opinion. Some people might say they like that, but I don't understand. That means anybody that's born in certain states, you're not considered a citizen. So now you're going to have people moving from one state to another right around time that their wife give birth, just so their kid can have citizenship. I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm trying, but these are 3 different things that Trump has done that, to me, make you say, as Arsenio Hall would say, make you think back at it and say, where did we get that from? Why are we doing that? But the final thing that I want to talk about that Trump has done, and I think is good. Personally, it's been lopsided for any males that are paying child support. I don't know how true it is, but it's been really, 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 really bad for males paying child support. When I say I don't know how true it is, meaning that what I'm about to say that Trump did to help that, I don't know how true it is. But Trump has put an order out that any man that's paying child support should be able to claim taxes on that child at the end of the year. And that's only fair. I mean, my God, every year the child is born from 1 on, 2 on, the man is paying child support. He could be paying $8,000 if you're a basketball player making big money, to as little as a regular guy that might pays $500, $600, $800, $900, $1,200, $1,500 every month. He can't claim his child at the end of the year. That's just plain retarded. It should have been changed a long time ago. That's just my opinion. These are the things that we need to eradicate and change in our society. I just don't understand. Where are the American people, the role models, the big wigs, the big name people that allow Trump Day to be with Martin Luther King Day? No one stood up. Didn't hear nothing. I didn't, American people, where they at? Where are all the public announcements? Where are the comedians? Where are the Steve Harveys? Where are some of these other people? Where are they at? I don't know where they're at. No one's talking about this. No one spoke up prior to Al Sharpton's, Kirk Franklin, T.D. Jakes, Jamal Bryant, Noel Jones, all the mega churches around our nation. Where's national Islam? Where's the Islamic faith? Where they at? No one's speaking up. No religion has got involved with this whatsoever. And it's not ironic that they didn't. I mean, when you look at the tax break that the government give them from having a religion or church, I guess you wouldn't speak up, right? I mean, why would you risk that tax break that they give you and all the money that you save and all the money goes in your pocket? So why would Jamal Bryant or T.D. Jakes or any one of these people that's in position say something about this? This is ridiculous. So I'm just saying, I don't know how they did that. And then in return, what's so bad about this, in return, hey, my opinion, I don't see but one thing. You got to excuse me. I believe we've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, done nasty, filthy. Because what did they do around this time to take your attention off this day? January 20th, Monday, 2025. What did they do? What was already out there that was just flooding all the cameras, all the news, everything? What was out there? I'll tell you what was out there. And this is why you got to keep your third eye open, because things like this will slip underneath the creases. And before I tell you that, I want you to, understand what your eyes seen. When the inauguration was going on, Trump had his hand up saying he swear, but his other hand wasn't on the Bible. Take it for what it's worth. I'm just saying, I thought that was part of the rules and regulations of being sworn in. Well, he didn't do that. The other thing is, we had Tesla owner there, and he did the High Hitler salute. Clean. They all did it, though. I mean, I'm going to bring you some video footage that they all did it. When I mean all, don't worry, you see. They all do it. I'm just, I'm shocked that we really have to get prepared for things to come that's going to be really worse than where we at now. If you sin, of course, we all know that Trump is sending the immigrants away. So who's going to milk the cows? Who's going to pick the fruits? So now we're looking at a lot of things going to go up eventually. Just like eggs are now $10 a dozen in New York. Is almost 10 a dozen, or probably a little bit more, for 12 eggs. Go figure. But I'm going to get back to the distraction now. The distraction had been out, and I'm going to let you go after this, guys. The distraction had been out for the whole time, and we haven't took key to it and really looked into what's going on. The distraction has been the Los Angeles fires. These fires have been taking over news and the way they should. And they started these fires early enough where it can hold what it needs to hold. You know, people are suffering. They're out of homes. You know, no place to go. Things are terrible. And this is where your attention is. Yeah, Trump is coming in, and yeah, Martin Luther King, whatever. By the time you realize it happened on the same day, hey, you know what they do. Let's give them some more basketball games to watch. They'll be fine. Give them some more sports to watch. Just slip it in there. They'll be fine. That's what they did. And honestly, you know, I watched it. I missed some of the games. I was mad. I didn't care nothing about the inauguration. Just like probably 4.5 million people didn't watch it. Because I guarantee you, it's on the stretch what I'm about to say. But more people watched the basketball games than they did Trump's inauguration. Humanity Unplugged. I'm your host, Jermaine. Thank you for watching. I'd like to thank you guys that continue to contribute to us. Please share, like, subscribe on all platforms. Until next time, be safe, America.